League would be different if dynamic Q was in the game in season 1. Like, people would just be used to it. As it is, people rejected dynamic Q because it was not something that they were used to, and it was a very big departure from the experiences they had. Now, this is not to say that I think that the version of dynamic Q that League had in the beginning, like when dynamic Q was in the game, whatever season that was, season 7 or whatever, was necessarily the best version of it. I think there were a number of things that could have been better, and so some of it is like, well, League players rejected dynamic Q because I think the execution of it wasn't particularly good, and that didn't help. But at the same time, I think it's kind of just a foundational thing around expectations. And League player expectations had been set for many years at that point that they were never going to run into a 5-stack. And that feels fundamentally really unfair in League in a way that it doesn't feel as much so in Valorant. I think that's difficult. Like, I don't have a great answer for you here. What I'll say is I think a lot of it comes down to expectations and the execution of dynamic Q when it was in League. But ultimately, I think Flex could serve this if Flex were a lot better, and we have taken some steps to improve Flex. I'm not saying it like, oh, Flex is great right now, you should play it as a 5-stack today, but we have actually been putting time and effort into improving Flex, right? Again, go look at Drew Levin on Twitter and seeing like, hey, we've cleaned up a lot of Flex boosting, we've cleaned up a lot of the stuff going on in Flex that is really, really, really undesirable behavior that makes it really miserable to play as a 5-stack. So I think if we could do another set of improvements like that a couple times in a row, maybe Flex would actually be a great experience to play as 5. And if we could get people to believe that it is actually a good queue to play and fun and competitive, right?